NLWN-TV now brings you the In the Dugout show. A look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, join us in the dugout.
Good evening and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game as the Eau Claire Cavaliers take on the 9-8 Sparta Miller from Citi Field in Memorial Park in Sparta, Wisconsin. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Miller. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale's perspective on today's game in the Pete Bartingale Show. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see how this game fits in overall in the Chippewa River Baseball League race, even though it is a non-league game. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Citi Field in Sparta, Wisconsin. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. In a few minutes, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Sparta Miller from Citi Field in Memorial Park in Sparta, Wisconsin. Now, last Sunday, the Cavaliers just couldn't group hits together to produce runs as they dropped a 5-2 decision to the Tilden Tigers. Now, this moved their overall record to 11-8 and their CRBL record to 7-7. Now, in that game, the Cavaliers were pretty much stifled by the pitching of Tilden Tigers' P.J. Lacoya and Stefan Skatasa, who combined to allow only 2 runs on 8 hits with 8 strikeouts and only 4 walks. The Cavaliers did have opportunities with the bases loaded in both the first and the 9th innings, but just couldn't produce any more than 2 runs. The Cavaliers were led at the plate by Ethan Kjellberg and Mitch Voller, who each went 2 for 3.
And Voller sends one just past Beyer out into shallow left field for a base hit. Lacoya at the belt, and the pitch. Line shot into right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. It's going to score a run. And Kjellberg checks in at first. Chase Yeager comes in to score. Ready to hit it. And Voller hits one out into shallow center field. It's going to fall in, and Mitch Voller's on with a base hit. Voller is now 2 for 3 tonight. Here's the wind in the pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. It's not enough to get you a free appetizer, but it keeps things going for the Cavaliers. 1 down, Kjellberg on first.
The combined pitching of the Cavaliers' Ethan Kjellberg and Jackson Vance tried to keep the Cavaliers within striking distance. Now today, the Cavaliers take on the Sparta Miller, who come into this game with a record of 9 wins and 8 losses and play in the Mississippi Valley League. The Miller just completed play in the Teddy Miller Memorial Tournament in Kewaskum, Wisconsin, where they dropped a game to the Oakfield Oaks 8-3 and the Kewaskum A's 12-2. Now, we don't know much else about the Miller. In fact, we barely have a roster for them, so we'll learn more as the day progresses. Now, coming into today's game, leading the way at the plate for the Cavaliers is Ethan Kjellberg, who comes in batting .454. He's followed by Gabe O'Brien, who's swinging for a .364 average. Chase Yeager is hitting at .357, while Cooper Kapanke is swinging for a .356 average. Ben Boda checks in at .346. Now, rounding out the Cavaliers, hitting over 300 are Connor O'Reilly, who's sitting at 333, Jaden Nix at 318, and Josh Garcia at 310. Leading the way on the mound for the Cavs among those pitchers with at least 9.5 innings pitched is Lucas Costley. Costley has a 2-2 record with a 0.29 ERA. He has a whip of 1.19 and an opponent's batting average of 156. He's followed by Austin Getch, who comes in with a 5-0 record and a 2.17 ERA, along with a whip of 1.21, as well as Ethan Kelberg with a record of 1-4 and a 4.3 ERA with a whip of 1.56. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Pete Bartengale's perspective as we chat with him on the Pete Bartengale Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Time now for the Pete Bartengale Show, where Cavalier manager Pete Bartengale gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, the Pete Bartengale Show.
Once again, we're talking with Cavalier manager Pete Bartengale. And, well, Pete, today we have a bit of an unusual situation as you're not at the game. You're in Louisville, Kentucky. So what kind of arrangements have you made for the Cavaliers?
Well, Ryan Bummister will coach tomorrow, or excuse me, today, and he's been helping us out all year. So, I got a 3-day class in Louisville here, so Ryan will have to go, and he may be alone. I'm not sure if Brian Meyer can help out either. So it's a road game in Sparta. Sometimes that makes things a little more difficult for everyone with travel.
Well, I can't pass up this line, and so pardon me if it's a grandpa joke or something, but since you're in Louisville, make sure you pick up some sluggers because every team needs more Louisville sluggers.
Yeah, that is the truth.
Now, let's take a look back on Sunday. The Cavaliers took on the Tilden Tigers, and your comments about that one.
Well, I mean, mid bases loaded there that first inning. I felt pretty good that we might get a gap shot there or something to get a couple runs early, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And we talked about this Sunday night. It's just kind of the same thing, is that we just can't get a collection of a couple hits put together, and that's hurt us a little bit throughout the whole year. So, but Tilden, you got to be impressed with them. They play with a lot of pride and whatnot, and I'm kind of impressed with their team a little bit, and they're hosting a regional here coming up, and hopefully we can be a part of that regional in Tilden at Casper and go back there and play the regional here in mid-August? Does that happen?
Yeah, something right around in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, the Cavalier bats struggled putting clusters of hits together to get sufficient runs. Part of that had to give some credit to Tilden's P.J. Lakoya. He did a pretty nice job on the mound.
Yeah, he's an all-star pitcher. We know that, and we knew what he had. But I thought we could get to him a little bit, and we did in the first inning. I think we got to him a little bit. We had him a little rattled there, and then he kind of settled down throughout the rest of the game. We had an opportunity there, but then we just couldn't get after him too much. But we just simply need to get going with the bats, and hopefully that'll happen here tonight against Sparta. And then as we go into Sunday against Bloomer, we just need a doubleheader sweep there, and just somehow. If you notice, we haven't stayed with the same lineup throughout the whole season, so we're still trying to figure something out with the leadoff role. I liked Vinny there, but he unfortunately his shoulder was bothering him Sunday, so he couldn't play. But we're still kind of looking for that one lineup, and that just hasn't happened yet.
Now, in just a few minutes, you mentioned it, the Cavaliers are going to face off against the Sparta Miller. Now, this is a non-league game, but it does matter to some effect. How do the non-league games fit into getting an invite into the WBA playoffs?
Rick, I don't know that. That's a good question, but I think your overall record matters, right? And who you play a little bit matters. So we've played some tough competition, and unfortunately, Hagen got canceled, but I thought we beat a really tough Hudson team. They might have been one of the better teams we played all year, I thought. But tonight's a big game against Sparta, and they have a big tradition, and we're going to kind of be half-staffed because we're missing a few players. Vance can't go tonight, and Cole Timon can't go tonight, so there'll be some other guys playing, but which we need. We need to get some other guys out there playing a little bit and getting some more at-bats, and some of the guys that are playing still need the at-bats and still need to get out there and see more live pitching, because I think we just have had too much of a hiatus, if you will, of games here in the last month and a half. It's kind of a game here or there, and I think that's created a little bit of rust for us.
Yeah, in fact, it's kind of along the lines of what we've been talking about the last several weeks here. Just as the team seemed to get simmering and get things to start to gel, then you ended up with this game and then a long break, a game and another long break, and you really don't have a chance to, you got the kindling going, but you don't have enough logs to keep putting on the fire and get it blazing.
No, in baseball, you got to get in a rhythm, and we just haven't been able to do that. But like I told the guys last night, that's not, I mean, they don't put the schedule together. I got to do a better job of that next year, just getting more games put together and, keep playing Wednesdays and Sundays and whatnot and get more non-conference games. I wouldn't mind even playing in a tournament over the weekend, something like that. I think that would excite the guys. I've heard some of the other teams that are doing that.
Now, I know that you've mentioned that Ryan Bedminster is going to be in charge of the Cavaliers tonight. Are there any adjustments to the lineup? You mentioned Cole Timon won't be there. So who's behind the plate? What are some other changes that we might see tonight?
Well, you're going to see Connor O'Reilly behind the plate. I think Jackson Faulkner will start pitching. He hasn't pitched in a while. But then you'll see Boda and Caden, I think, in the middle. And I think Hunter Gittler comes back from vacation. He was on a family vacation, so he comes back. And hopefully O'Brien in center. And we got to get, Xavier Bedminster pitching. He's only pitched once all year.
And that was only a third of an inning.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's pitched most of his life. So, he's pitching at Hamlin now. So, we just need to get him back on the mound. So that'll be a goal tonight of ours as well. And then maybe Mitch Voller also, he really wants to start pitching a little bit. So, he could be a candidate to throw tonight.
So you're saying that you're kind of leaning towards Jackson Faulkner as the starter tonight?
Yeah, Faulkner I think will start tonight, and then we'll go with Bedminster in relief, and then end it with maybe Voller. We might have to piece. Ben Boda pitched quite a bit in his career. He played shortstop for us there, but he's pitched quite a bit. He could throw as well.
Well, Pete, enjoy your time in Kentucky. Hopefully the Cavaliers can secure a win while you're away. And if you bring back any of that special Kentucky beverages, I'll sure help you make sure the quality is good.
Yep, sounds great, Rick. Thank you.
All right.
You've been tuned to the Pete Bartengale Show with Cavalier manager Pete Bartengale's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned, more of In the Dugout is coming right up on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game between the Cavaliers and the Sparta Miller. Now, even though today's game is not a league game for the Cavaliers, it is important to keep track of the tight CRBL playoff race. Now, last Saturday, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks moved into the fourth playoff spot by defeating the Bloomer Woodticks 9-1. Then on Sunday, the Tilden Tigers remained right on the heels of front-running Osseo Merchants with a 5-2 victory over the Eau Claire Cavaliers. While the Eau Claire Bears helped to scramble things a bit by sweeping the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader 7-1 and 15-2. The Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks were scheduled to play a doubleheader against the Beef River Bullfrogs. The Lumberjacks came out on top in Game 1, 4-1. Game 2 was postponed by rain and will be made up at a later date. Meanwhile, the Eau Claire Rivermen defeated the Bloomer Woodticks 11-4. Now, after last weekend, the Chippewa River Baseball League standings are as follows. The Osseo Merchants remained in first place with an 11-1 record. The Tilden Tigers at 13-2 are merely percentage points out of first. Holding down the third place are still the Eau Claire Bears, who at 10-3 are 1.5 games out of first. Moving up into fourth place, 3.5 games out of first, are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Tied for fifth place and only a half game behind the Lumberjacks are the Jim Falls Sturgeons and the Eau Claire Cavaliers, who each are at 7-7. The Eau Claire Rivermen are seventh place at 6.5 games out. In eighth place are the 3-11 Cadott Red Sox, and rounding out the CRBL standings are the Beef River Bullfrogs and the Bloomer Woodticks at 9.5 and 10.5 games back, respectively. In CRBL action tomorrow, the Bloomer Woodticks travel to Casper Park in Chippewa Falls to take on the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. And the Eau Claire Bears travel to Spangberg Field in Strum to take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to the In the Dugout show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Joining us today on Cavalier Profile, we're talking with Ethan Kelberg. And Ethan, can you fill us in on your role with the Cavaliers?
This year, I think it'll be kind of similar to last year. Closing games, starting a lot with pitching, and then maybe a little bit of hitting, but mainly supporting the team with pitching.
Okay. Now, when did you start playing baseball?
I think I was about 4 years old. It was actually for T-ball in Eau Claire.
Okay. All right. So it kind of got in your blood nice and early.
Oh, yeah. Very early.
Now, aside from the Cavaliers, what's the highest level of baseball you played?
This last year, I completed I was a senior in college, so I completed would have been my second full year with UW Stout pitching there.
Now, what can you tell us about your most memorable experience dealing with baseball? That can either be as a player or as a spectator.
I would say the highlight was with this last college season, getting 11 strikeouts, so a career high in a game against Finlandia in our last game of the season that I pitched in.
Okay, good. Now, 11, that's a pretty good number. Now, how about filling us in a little bit on your family and the people who are going to come and see you at Cavalier games?
It'll be my two main supporters, my dad and my mom. My dad used to coach me all the way from T-ball all the way until I was done with Legion in high school, and then he hung it up, and now he just comes and watches me play.
Okay.
Just gets to pace around in the stands a little bit when I pitch.
Yell at you and stuff?
Not necessarily yell, more of just pace.
Okay, all right. Got a few rapid-fire questions for you. First thing that comes into your head, pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ooh, I had to go with pie.
And what kind?
I would say strawberry rhubarb.
Good choice. Good choice. For me, either give me strawberry or give me rhubarb. You don't have to put the two together because they're both great, but strawberry rhubarb is a nice compromise. Your favorite color and why?
Red. I don't know why, but it just is, and I don't know. It was always, since I was little. Maybe I think my brother, his first T-ball shirt was red, so that also helps.
Now, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, I would just say being able to throw harder, just, stronger, being able to throw as hard as I want.
Now, if you have a superpower like that, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So, what's Ethan Kjellberg's superhero name?
I'll just go with the nickname I got a few years back with Legion. It'll just be Jelly Bean.
Jelly Bean, all right. Your favorite major league team as you were growing up?
Minnesota Twins.
Okay, and was there a particular player, either with the Twins or anybody else, that you patterned your baseball after?
A guy I looked after was Joe Mauer. He's retired now, but he just would always find ways to get hits and spread his hits around the field and come in clutch.
Your favorite TV show as you were growing up, or movie?
I'll have to say Breaking Bad.
Okay, that's a pretty weird show.
Oh, no, it's awesome.
You're right, it's really well done, but boy, that, for years I said I'm not going to watch a show that highlights someone making meth and so on, and then I watched it, and boy, there are lessons in that show.
Oh yeah, lessons, some dark humor, and yeah, it's a good series.
All right, we're talking with Ethan Kjellberg on Cavalier Profile, and Ethan, when you're not playing baseball, where are we going to find you?
You'll probably find me on the woods or on a lake making videos for my YouTube channel, Sustainable Hunting Company. Basically, that's probably what I'll be doing, and working occasionally.
Okay, and when people watch you at Cavalier games, you said mostly pitching. When you're not on the mound, where are they going to find you if you're out in the field?
Probably cheering on the team. I know early on at the Cavs I did a little bit more hitting, but now that I've become more of a role of a pitcher, it'll be me cheering on the team and helping out any of the younger pitchers.
Well, we want to thank Ethan Kjellberg for joining us on Cavalier Profile. Coming up next, more in the dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more in the dugout coming right up.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers look to keep things fresh as they prepare for 3 critical CRBL games next week, and they try to gain that 4th playoff spot. Likewise, the Miller are trying to stay in the hunt in the Mississippi Valley League, and therefore they would love to have the opportunity to use this game to sharpen up ahead of more league play. So the stage is set for some exciting baseball action. In just a moment, I'll be joining our broadcast crew at Citi Field in Memorial Park in Sparta as we bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Sparta Miller. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Long fly ball by Pogo, and it's out of here! A 3-run shot by Anthony Pogozinski.
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And good evening, and welcome to Citi Field in Memorial Park in Sparta, Wisconsin. Rick Olson here, along with Cassie Johnson on the computer. Dan Petchow is in the next building over, up above, in the small press box they have here on the camera, and we're getting ready to bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Sparta Miller. Citi Field here in Sparta, a nice setting for a ballpark. The only drawback to this field that I can see would be it's a skin infield, but otherwise a real nice setting. I'm trying to see pretty deep down the right field line. Looks like about 340, 380 to straightaway center field, and 340 to left field, and that's a pretty long poke, so look for the ball to stay in the ballpark tonight. Not much of a breeze. It's a little misleading because we have a fan on in our broadcast trailer here, and so it feels like there's a breeze, but as I look at the flag out in right center field, it's not moving at all. Starting lineups for today's game for the visiting Cavaliers. Leading off, center fielder Gabe O'Brien. Batting second, the right fielder Mitch Voller. Batting third, the first baseman, Cooper Kapanke. Batting fourth, the extra hitter, Ethan Kjellberg. Batting fifth, the catcher, Connor O'Reilly. Batting sixth, the designated hitter and our Geno's player of the game, Josh Garcia. More about the Geno's player of the game in a little bit. Batting seventh, third baseman, Hunter Ginther. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Caden Erickson. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Ben Boda. And batting 10th, the left fielder, Campbell Kapanke. On the mound for the Cavaliers tonight with a record of 1 win, no losses. He's got a 9.23 ERA after 12 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 14 runs, 13 earned runs, 12 walks, 15 strikeouts. It's Jackson Faulkner. For the Sparta Miller, leading off shortstop, Jacob Shambon. Batting second, the left fielder, Bodie Dempsey. Batting third, the second baseman, Spencer Hans. Batting fourth, the center fielder, Brent Stussel. As Cassie was saying, that's like Streusel without the R. And batting fifth, the extra hitter, Dustin Warner. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Josh Knoll. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Lewis Peters. And batting eighth, the third baseman, Bronson Mowat. Batting ninth and catching is Jake Earl. And batting 10th and pitching is Charlie Joyce. Joyce warming up on the mound, and we're just about ready to get things started as Gabe O'Brien is all set to step in and hit. Once again, real quick around the infield for the Sparta Miller. Mowat at third, Shambon at short, Hans at second, Knoll at first, Earl behind the plate, outfield Dempsey, Stussel, Peters from left to right, and Charlie Joyce on the mound. And Charlie Joyce winds in the first pitch. It's a little bit low for a ball. So our first pitch, actually, about 2 minutes early. And the next pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. That's a called strike. 7:28 was the first pitch. 79 degrees here in Sparta, and a light breeze blowing from right to left. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Counts even at 2-2. Gabe O'Brien hitting .364 on the season. Here's the wind in the 2-2 pitch. Check swing outside for a ball. And the count is full. Charlie Joyce winds, and the payoff pitch. And it's low for ball 4. Gabe O'Brien draws a walk. So the Cavaliers have a runner on. That brings up Mitch Voller, the right fielder. Voller, one of the leading Cavalier hitters last year, just having a tough time getting the bat going this year. He's hitting .206. Joyce at the belt. And the pitch. Check swing, pop up, and caught over at first base by Knoll. So that's one down. That brings up Cooper Kapanke, first baseman. Kapanke hitting .356. And the pitch is low for a ball. Gabe O'Brien with just a little bit of a lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled out of play off the right side. There's the wind. Up now. Joyce steps off the rubber. He almost went to the windup, which would have put Gabe O'Brien on second. Now he's at the belt. Throw over to first, and O'Brien's back easily. Well, I'll be darned. They are running the scoreboard here tonight. It's kind of a hit and miss thing here at Sparta. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Here's the pitch. It's low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out. Gabe O'Brien on first via a walk. Joyce at the belt. The 2-1 pitch. Low for ball 3. In talking with Sparta Miller manager Gary Innesy, he said, hey, if you're going to be a pitcher, you got to put it over the plate. And the pitch. That's a called strike over the inside corner. Payoff pitch to Cooper Kapanke is low for ball 4. That's going to bring up the extra hitter, Ethan Kelberg. Kelberg's leading the Cavs in hitting, batting .454. Here's the first pitch. Fly ball out into shallow right field. Coming in. Well, ball falls in. Peters couldn't get there. Hans couldn't get there. And everybody's safe, and the bases are loaded. Little Texas leaguer to right field. Hans went back. Peters came in, and it kind of found the spot right between them. That's going to bring up Connor O'Reilly, who's behind the plate tonight for the Cavaliers. Here's the wind in the pitch. Inside for a ball. O'Reilly comes into the game batting .333. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. That's low. Scoreboard says there's 2 out, but there's really only 1. 2 balls, no strikes. to Connor O'Reilly. Joyce fires. That's a called strike. It's still a hitter's pitch. That pitch is a little bit inside, ball 3. Here's the wind and the pitch. That one gets back to the screen, but it's ball 4 anyway, so that brings in a run. So it's an RBI walk for Connor O'Reilly, and the Cavaliers are on the board. Gabe O'Brien came in to score. Bases are still loaded. Cooper Kapanke on third, Ethan Kjellberg on second, Connor O'Reilly on first, and at the plate is our Geno's player of the game, Josh Garcia. He's the designated hitter tonight. That means tomorrow when you go out to Geno's Pizza, you get a free soft drink, and if he gets an extra base hit tonight, it'll turn into an appetizer. First pitch is low and away for a ball. That appetizer is limited 1 per group, or generally speaking, that's 1 per table. There's a pop foul out of play. Almost got a nice blue pickup truck over there. See, Cassie, this is why we are parked way down in the other parking lot. We have a courtesy runner coming in for Connor O'Reilly. It looks like Xavier Bemninster. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball to second. Play gets bobbled and throw over to first, and he did not get him. He's safe at first. Hans bobbled it, threw it over to Noel, and it was a bang-bang play, and that's going to go in the book as an error on the second baseman. But he does get an RBI on it as Cooper Kapanke came in to score. We have Kjellberg on third, Bemninster on second, Garcia on first, 1 out, and Hunter Ginther, the third baseman. Cavs on top, 2-0. And Ginther got hit by the pitch. And that's going to be an RBI hit by pitch, as Ethan Kjellberg came in to score. Cavs go up 3-0, and we're going to get a conference at the mound. Cassie was pointing out that the Cavs don't have a first base coach tonight. And let's see. Josh Garcia picked up his gloves and stuff, and now takes his place back out at second base. So it's Bemninster on third, Garcia on second, Ginther on first, and the first pitch is a called strike to Caden Erickson. Erickson is hitting .292. Well, Ginther's batting average is still .000, but he's got a very limited number of at-bats. Ground ball through the hole into left field. 1 run's in. Second run comes in and scores. And a 2 RBI single for Caden Erickson to left field. So Bemninster came in to score, as did Garcia. Hunter Ginther is safe at second, and on first base is Caden Erickson. Ben Boda at the plate. First pitch is a ball. Boda batting .346. And the pitch is in the dirt. Catcher Earl keeps it in front of him, but it took a really high hop, and so both runners advance. Ben Boda digs in. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch by Joyce. Foul back out of play. That was straight back, kind of in the direction of Dan. And the pitch is in the dirt. Scoreboard says it's 4-0, but they're wrong. It's 5 because Gabe O'Brien has scored, Cooper Kapanke scored, Ethan Kelberg scored, Xavier Bedminster scored, and Josh Garcia. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. The count is full. Well, they're saying he struck out. So, all right. Brings up Campbell Kapanke, 10th hitter of the inning. 2 down, 2 on. Check swing strike called at the letters. And a call, or swinging strike, I should say. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Campbell Kapanke with 2 down. Charlie Joyce trying to get out of this inning. And the pitch. That was outside for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Foul back out of play. Count holds at 1-2. And the pitch, it's high. Count goes even at 2-2. Joyce was trying to get a curveball to come down in, but it wouldn't go. The 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss for strike 3. So the Cavaliers put 10 to the plate. They pick up 5 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Sparta error, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed a half inning, and it's the Cavaliers 5 and the Sparta Miller coming to back. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
We're back here at Citi Field in Sparta as the Cavaliers have opened up a 5-0 lead over the Sparta Miller after the first half inning. They're going to give Jackson Faulkner a little bit of room to work with. Due up for the Sparta Miller are Jacob Chambon, Bodie Dempsey, and Spencer Hans. As we mentioned, Jackson Faulkner has a 1-0 record on the season. ERA is a little high at 9.23, but he's only thrown 12 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 14 runs, 13 of which were earned. Walked 12, struck out 15. With that 5-run lead, it should give him the confidence that all he has to do is just go out there and throw strikes and let the Cavalier defense take care of the rest. Speaking of the Cavalier defense, Cavs defensively, Ginther as at third, Boda at short, Erickson at second, Cooper Kapanke at first, O'Reilly behind the plate, Campbell Kapanke out in left, center field is O'Brien, and Voller is in right. And as we said, Jackson Faulkner on the mound. So stepping up for the Sparta Miller is Jacob Chambon, the shortstop. Faulkner winds and fires, and it's a called strike over the inside corner. Faulkner, a hard-throwing right-hander. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outer third of the plate. Took a year off from UW Lacrosse as he had some shoulder issues that were taken care of. And it's almost like a rehab stint for him playing with the Cavaliers. That pitch was in the dirt for a ball. Says he feels good today. Faulkner looks in for the sign. Goes into his motion. The 1-2 pitch fouled out of play. Count remains at 1-2. And Cooper Kapanke kind of got hung up on the fence over there. Got his shirt tangled up in the chain link. Faulkner winds. The 1-2 pitch. Line shot. Scooped up by Erickson. Throw over to Kapanke at first for the out. That's going to bring up Bodie Dempsey, the left fielder. And the first pitch is outside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike. Right at the letters. To the left-handed Bodie Dempsey. There's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Pop up out into shallow left field. And Campbell Kapanke moves over to make the put out. That's going to bring up Spencer Hans, the second baseman. Hans is the one who committed the error when Josh Garcia got on in the top half of the first. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Faulkner blew it by Hans that time. He was real late with the swing. And the pitch. Fouled back into the screen. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. Cavaliers on top, 5-0. Faulkner winds and fires. And that just missed. A little bit low. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So, nothing across for the Sparta Miller. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. After 1, it's the Cavaliers 5, Sparta Miller nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
And we head to the top of the second inning. Cavaliers batted around in the first, so we're back to the top of the order. Gabe O'Brien walked and scored a run in the top of the first. And the pitch is outside. Charlie Joyce on the mound for the Sparta Miller. 1 ball, no strikes. Swung and fouled over into the bullpen or dugout area for the Miller. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Moving over is Stuso, and he makes the catch. I knew I was going to do that. It didn't take me very long to do it either. I was going to call him Streusel. Brings up Mitch Voller. Voller did a check swing, and the ball bounced off his bat and kind of popped out to the first baseman. First pitch is low for a ball. There's the wind in the pitch. Swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ball's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. We found out between innings that our intrepid cameraman up in the press box saw an abandoned scoreboard terminal. So he just jumped over there. He's running both the scoreboard and the camera. Dan is a highly talented guy. Line shot out into left field. Falls in for a base hit. Mitch Voller rounds. He's heading for second, and he's going to stand up there with a double. So Mitch Voller with a stand-up double to left field will bring up Cooper Kapanke, who walked and scored in the first inning with 1 out. Charlie Joyce winds, fire, swing and a miss by Kapanke for strike 1. Joyce isn't really winding up as such. He is going into the stretch, but he's not waiting much time at the belt. Fowler takes his lead at second. Joyce fires, it's outside for a ball. Joyce fires, and it's a shot into left field at foul ball. That was close. It was down the line. So the count goes to 1-2 to Cooper Kapanke. Cassie's on a mission over here. All of a sudden, we've been invaded by little ants. If the little uncles show up, we're in real trouble. Yeah, that got an oh my goodness out of Cassie. Pitch is in the dirt, rolls back to the screen, and Mitch Voller heads over to third. So Joyce at the belt. And the 2-2 pitch. That's low, and the count goes full to Cooper Kapanke. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mitch Voller on third. 1 out. And the pitch. Fouled away. Count remains 3-2. And Cooper steps in. Charlie Joyce looking in for the sign. He goes to the belt. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Cooper Kapanke goes down swinging. It's going to bring up Ethan Kelberg with 2 down. Kelberg singled to right field his first time up and eventually scored. Joyce at the belt. And the pitch. High pop foul, back out of play. Interesting ballpark here in Sparta. The playing surface is kind of out in front of a horseshoe-shaped berm, and the bleachers are built right into that berm. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. about 8 rows of bleachers, stretching from about halfway down the first baseline to about halfway down the third baseline. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike, 2 down. Cassie says there's 9 rows. She's right. Pitch is low for ball 3. And the pitch. Chopper over to third, picked up by Mowat. Throw over to first, and they got Ethan Kjellberg. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and Mitch Voller was left on third. So we've completed an inning and a half, and it's the Cavaliers 5, the Sparta Miller nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Jackson Faulkner finishing up his warm-up tosses as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Sparta Miller are Brett Stussel, Justin Warner, and Josh Knoll. Don't forget the next Cavalier home game. It's a little bit from now yet. July 20th, Cavaliers will be hosting the Jim Falls Sturgeons. That will be Sports Talk Radio 105.1 and Micah on Cinemas night at Carson Park. And, of course, we'll have it here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV with the In the Dugout show starting at 6:30. That's the next home game. We got several Cavalier games coming up before that. On Sunday, the Cavaliers will be over in Bloomer for a doubleheader. And then a week from tomorrow, the Cavaliers will be in, they'll be hosting. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure I get this right. Yes, a week from tomorrow, they'll be hosting Jim Falls in that game that we just talked about. Stepping in is Brett Stussel, center fielder, and the pitch. It's called strike, outer third of the plate. Faulkner winds and fires. Just a little bit high. Fair number of fans here tonight, and I'd say it's about a 50-50 split. Pitch is outside for a ball. It's 2-1 between Cavalier fans and Sparta Miller fans. It's a beautiful drive down here from Eau Claire. Pitch is high for ball 3. Here's the wind and the 3-1 pitch. Strike called to Brett Stussel, center fielder. Here's the wind and the payoff pitch. Foul back into the screen. Here's the wind and the pitch. Line shot, knocked down by Erickson, but it gets out into center field. That's going to be a base hit by Brett Stussel. That's going to bring up Dustin Warner, the extra hitter. Stussel takes a lead. Now we'll see how Faulkner does from the stretch. He's at the belt. And the pitch. Missed outside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Faulkner fires. That's a called strike on the inside corner. Right at the letters. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. Chopper down the third baseline, throw over to second for one, throw to first, and they got him! A 5-4-3 double play. That's Ginther to Erickson to Kapanke for that double play. That's going to bring up Josh Knoll with 2 down, nobody on. Knoll's the first baseman. And the pitch. Missed for ball 1. And the pitch is high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 down. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Two balls and 1 strike. And that pitch catches the outside corner. Counts even at 2-2 with 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch. Shot right back up the middle. That went off the glove. Faulkner. But that was more of a protect me move by his glove. And went out into center field. So Josh Knoll gets on a hit. That'll bring up Lewis Peters, the right fielder. And here's the pitch. It's outside. And the pitch. That's a called strike over the inner third. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it fouls out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner takes his lead at first. And the pitch. Check swing. And evidently they called him out on a strike. I wasn't sure about that, but yeah, that was strike 3. So Sparta Miller go down with no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 was left on base. So we've completed 2 innings And it's the Cavaliers 5, Sparta Miller nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we go into the top of the third inning. We have a defensive substitution over at first base. There's a Cavaliers in for Knoll. Although that doesn't look like Knoll over there at first. We don't have a first name on him, and he's not on our roster of the Sparta Miller. Pitch is inside to Connor O'Reilly. He got on an RBI walk his first time up. And then his courtesy runner, Xavier Bemninster, pitches on the inside corner for a strike. Bemninster scored in that 5-run first inning for the Cavaliers. Charlie Joyce still on the mound. He winds and fires. Check swing, called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Connor O'Reilly. And the pitch is in the dirt. Here's the wind and time called. Well, Dan has figured out how to put the innings up on the scoreboard now. Give Dan buttons to push. He'll figure it out. And the pitch. Chopped in the dirt. Count holds at 2-2. Connor O'Reilly at the plate. And time is called. Joyce shook off a sign, and then O'Reilly decided, hey, this is taking too long. Called for time and got it. Now he steps back in, and the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, right at the knees. So that's going to bring up Josh Garcia. Garcia got on an error his first time up, but it was an RBI error. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. Josh Garcia, our Geno's player of the game. Let's keep your fingers crossed for that extra base hit. Here's the wind and the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Don't forget, if you go out to Geno's tomorrow, mention Josh Garcia's name. Get yourself a free soft drink. Here's the wind and the pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. Garcia checks in at first base. So the Cavaliers have hit safely in each of the first 3 innings. That'll bring up Hunter Ginther. Ginther picked up an RBI in his first at bat by getting hit by the pitch. Charlie Joyce at the belt and the pitch. It's low for a ball. Garcia taking a pretty good lead over at first. Garcia, now they got him picked off, and they got him. Well, now they're saying he's still there. Evidently he was safe. First baseman must not have held on to the ball because it was there in time. Now he's going, and the throw down to second, and they did not get him as the ball rolls out into center field. So Josh Garcia safe at second. Two balls, no strikes to Hunter Ginther. Charlie Joyce at the belt. And the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Two balls and one strike. One out, one on. And the pitch. Grounder stabbed by the third baseman, and it rolls out into left field, and in to score is Josh Garcia. That's going to be a base hit for Hunter Ginther, which means he now has a batting average. And he picks up an RBI. And Ginther comes in to score. Or not Ginther, Garcia comes in to score. And it's going to bring up Caden Erickson, who singled to left, picked up a couple RBIs his last time up. Erickson looking to get that batting average back up over 300. Grounder over to short, scoop to second for one, throw to first, not in time. Chambon got it over to Hans, but the relay over to Gavrilis was not in time. So it's a fielder's choice. With two down, and Ben Boda comes up. Boda struck out his first time up. There's the stretch and the pitch. It's high for a ball. And the throw over to first. Back in time is Caden Erickson. Two down, one on. Ben Boda at the plate. One ball, no strikes. And here's the pitch. Erickson's off on the run, and we have a fly ball out into center field. Stussel moves over, and he makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, in the top of the third inning, they do pick up one run on two hits. There were no errors, and one man left on base. We've played 2.5, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sparta Miller nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Muldoon's Men's Wear, we're the well-dressed men of the Chippewa Valley shop. Whether you're looking for that big day you have coming up, or simply want to look great for a casual night out, Muldoon's is your stop. Let John or one of the other fine staff help you find just what you're looking for, and they'll make sure it looks great on you. What tops off the well-dressed man? One of Muldoon's well-made hats. Whether it's shirts, pants, suits, formal attire, or accessories, and did we say hats? Muldoon's has it for you. That's Muldoon's Men's Wear, 1506 South Hastings Way in Eau Claire.
We're back here at Citi Field, part of a large Memorial Park complex here. A lot of ball diamonds, a lot of baseball, softball going on here. And it looks like we have some substitutions possibly happening. Well, maybe not. Umpire moving over. And no, he's just talking to some fans in the stands. Thought he was coming over to announce a lineup change by the Sparta Miller. Jackson Faulkner to begin his third inning of work. Due up are Bronson Mowat, Jake Earl, and Charlie Joyce. And here comes the first pitch. It's high for a ball. And evidently we have a whole lot of changes that are going to happen with the Sparta Miller. We'll try to keep track of them. Interim manager Ryan Bemminster is up here telling us all about it, and he just starts laughing as I say, hey, I'm clueless here. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch. Called strike. And the 2-2 pitch. Fouled into the dirt. Count holds at 2-2. Bronson Mowat, we think the third baseman. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the third strikeout for Faulkner. And that's going to bring up Jake Earl, a catcher. Faulkner into the wind and the pitch. It's inside for a ball. Faulkner looks in for the sign. Winds and fires. Swing and foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Cavaliers on top, 6-3. There's the wind and the pitch. Called strike at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Jake Earl goes down swinging. That's going to bring up Charlie Joyce, the pitcher. Lewis Peters is scheduled to come in and pitch next half inning. And the pitch. Fouled back out of play. Well, I tell you what, Cassie, that popcorn smells awfully good. Ball's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Line shot out into right center field. Is going to fall in. Over the field it is Voller. He gets it in, and Charlie Joyce checks in at first base. That takes us back to the top of the order. And Jacob Shambon, the shortstop, he grounded into Erickson at second his first time up. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Throw down to first, and Joyce is back.
For them. Okay. I have a guy that came in, he said it was Cavaliers or something.
1 ball, no strikes. 2 down. Two balls, no strikes. 2 down. Runner at first. And a fly ball out into left field. Moving over is Kapanke. Reaches out, can't make the catch. Ball rolls out to the fence, rounding third, and coming in to score is Joyce. And checking in at second base is Jacob Shambon. So that puts the Sparta Miller on the board. It's going to bring Bodie Dempsey, who flew out to left field his last time up. And the first pitch to Dempsey is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Bodie Dempsey. And it's a foul ball back into the screen, so it counts even at 1-1. Faulkner looks in. Foul ball at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 2 down. Dempsey flew to left. His last time up. Faulkner takes a look over at second. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Two balls, two strikes. Faulkner looking over at second. And the pitch. That one missed. It's now 3-2. Full count. Runner on second. Faulkner at the belt. Looks at second. And the pitch. Check swing high for ball 4. Bodie Dempsey draws the walk. So there's runners at first and second. Shambon at second, Dempsey at first. Spencer Hans comes up to the plate. He struck out his first time up. And it's not Spencer Hans. I think that's where the Gavarillis is. And he's number 47. Because we don't have a 47 on our roster for the Sparta Miller. And the pitch. Strike called. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. Line shot over to short. Flip to second for the out. Boda to Erickson. Or 6-4 on the putout. So, the Sparta Miller did pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've completed 3, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sparta Miller 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
So the Cavaliers getting ready to lead off the 4th inning, and Campbell Kapanke stepping up. Kapanke struck out his first time up. And we have a new rump on the bump, Lewis Peters. And so he moves from right field onto the mound, and it kind of looks like Charlie Joyce out there in right field. Check swing, and it missed for ball 2. The numbers for Joyce: he threw 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, 5 of which were earned, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. It's inside for ball 3. 3-0 is the count to Campbell Kapanke. Kapanke struck out his first trip to the plate. And the pitch. And that's ball 4. So Campbell Kapanke draws the walk. Leadoff hitter is on. That takes us back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers. Gabe O'Brien, who is 0 for 1. He flew out to center field and walked and scored. One ball and one strike to Gabe O'Brien. So we got some corrections here. The second baseman is Matt Gilbertson for the Sparta Miller. And a foul ball down the first baseline. So that was Matt Gilbertson that grounded over to the shortstop to end the inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Campbell Kapanke on first. Gabe O'Brien at the plate. And the pitch. It's in the dirt. Lewis Peters on the mound. And the pitch. Called strike 3. Gabe O'Brien wasn't very sure about that one. Neither were a good number of the Cavalier fans who are down here. Nice contingent of Cavalier fans down here tonight in Sparta. It's going to bring up Mitch Voller, who doubled his last time up. Runner goes. Sliding into second. Safe. Ball gets loose. Rolls out into center field. And over to third base goes Campbell Kapanke. So Kapanke gets a stolen base. And then there was an error. And I'd honestly charge that to the second baseman. He's got to make that catch that put Kapanke over on third. One ball, no strikes to Voller. Called strike. One and one's the count. Lewis Peters at the belt. And the pitch. Called strike over the inside third. Peters just primarily throwing hard right now. He's at the belt. And the 1-2 pitch. And a called third strike at a curveball that broke down in. That'll bring up Cooper Kapanke. Cooper is 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. He did draw a walk and score a run back in the first inning. Cavaliers picked up 5 runs in the first inning, got another one in the third. Runner on third here in the fourth, in the person of Campbell Kapanke. Cooper hits a high pop-up, drifting over is Gilbertson. He's under it, makes the catch. So, for the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits. There was one error and one man left on base. We've played 3.5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sparta Miller 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, July 17th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers traveling to Bloomer to take on the Woodticks in a doubleheader from Stuckert Field. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon. That's live Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 17th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Once again, we're back here at Citi Field in beautiful Memorial Park in Sparta, Wisconsin. Cavaliers leading as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning, 6-1. Due up for the Miller, Brett Stussel, Dustin Warner, and Josh, and I guess it is pronounced Knoll. Stussel coming up. He singled to center field his first time up. Bottom of the 4th inning. Jackson Faulkner still on the mound for the Cavaliers. He's into the wind and the pitch. High pop up, foul ball out of play. Just across the road. That runs right behind us. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and foul tipped. 0-2 is the count. (0-2) to Brett Stussel. And a fly ball out into center field. O'Brien back, and he makes the catch. Gabe O'Brien back, making the play on that one. That'll bring up Dustin Warner, the designated hitter, or the extra hitter, I should say. With one down. Warner grounded into a double play his first time up. Third to second to first. 5-4-3 was the double play. Gunther to Erickson to Kapanke. You don't make Broadway songs that sound like that. Doesn't quite have the same ring as O'Brien to Ryan to Goldberg. Pitches over the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's the wind and the pitch. It's low. And it's a ground ball to short. Scooped up there by Bo to throw over to first in time. So Warner grounds out 6-3. That's going to bring up, swing and a miss, Well, we have number 40, and I guess that is Gavrielis. Or something like that. We don't have him on our roster. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Check swing grounder back to the mound. Throw over to first for the put out. And so the Sparta Miller are retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we've completed 4 with the Cavaliers leading 6-1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have a lawn with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Okay, we found out our mystery player. It's Nick Gavrielis, and I'm butchering his last name, I'm sure. Coach said, hey, just go Nick G. We'll try. He's out playing right field. And so I am not sure who's... Oh, I see. Okay. As I'm looking out there, Brett Stussel is playing first base. And Gavrielis is in right field. I don't know what happened to Charlie Joyce. We'll see when he comes up. But anyway, leading off for the Cavaliers is Ethan Kjellberg. The extra hitter tonight. Ethan singled and scored, and also grounded to third. So he's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. It's high. Lewis Peters still on the mound. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Scoreboard says 3-1. I was thinking more like 2-1, but I may have lost track. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Drifting back is Stussel, and he makes the catch. And that's not Stussel back out there either. But he made the catch. Because Stussel is at first base. Maybe that's where Charlie Joyce is.
No, Charlie Joyce is out. Charlie Joyce is on the bench.
Okay, we're finding out Charlie Joyce is on the bench. And I can't see the number of whoever's out there playing in center field. But at the plate is Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly has walked and struck out. There's the wind and the pitch. That one missed, ball 2. And the pitch. Foul back out of play on the right side. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Counts even at 2-2 with 1 down. To Connor O'Reilly. Cassie digging for her binoculars to see if she can pick up the number of that center fielder for the Sparta Miller. And it's a called strike. Connor O'Reilly goes down looking. Yeah, that would be Charlie Joyce out there in center field. Here's the pitch. That missed outside for ball 1 to Josh Garcia, our Geno's player of the game. Once again, remember, go out to Geno's Pizza tomorrow. Mention Josh Garcia's name, and the pitch is outside for ball 2. Oh, they called it a strike on the outside corner. My goodness. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anyway, go out to Geno's Pizza, mention Josh Garcia's name, get a free soft drink, and if he manages to get an extra base hit, you can get for your table a free appetizer. There's the wind and the pitch. They called that a strike. One ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Lewis Peters at the belt and the pitch. That was outside for ball 2. Six to 1, Cavaliers on top in the top of the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Josh Garcia at the plate. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Count is full. That was about a 55-foot fastball. Drilled it right into the ground. Peters looks in for the sign. He's at the belt. And the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. So the Cavaliers go down 1-2-3. In fact, the last 4 strikeouts to Cavalier batters have all been on a called 3rd strike. So it's Cavaliers 6. Sparta Miller 1, and you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry. Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
We're back here in Sparta. New pitcher for the Cavaliers to go into the bottom of the 5th inning. Xavier Bemninster is on the mound. So the numbers for Jackson Faulkner, he threw 4 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned. He walked 1, struck out 4, and gave up 4 hits. And let's see. Xavier Bemninster has an ERA. He needs innings pitched because he's got to get that ERA down. Believe it or not, it's all the way up to 94. He's only thrown a third of an inning. It says here he's throwing 1 inning, but I think it's only 1/3. I think that's a typo. And he's given up 7 runs, all of which were earned. Walked 3, struck out 1 in his lone appearance. So at least he gets another crack at it here. Lewis Peters, Bronson Mowat, and Jake Earl are due up. And the first pitch is grounded to short. It gets through into center field. So it's a base hit to get things started by Lewis Peters. That'll bring up Bronson Mowat. Mowat struck out his first time up. Peters takes his lead. Bemninster fires. High hopper. It's going to find the grass out into center field. And it's a base hit. That's going to bring up Bronson Mowat. And it's not bringing up Bronson Mowat. Or check that was Bronson Mowat. Brings up Jake Earl. Jake Earl struck out his first time up. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Bemninster looks in. He's at the belt. Checks second. And the pitch. Strike called over the inside corner. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 to Jake Earl. No balls, 2 strikes. Bemninster at the belt. Looks over at second. Not much happening over there. And the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. Bemninster looks. And the pitch. It's high for a ball. Counts even at 2-2 with nobody out, 2 on. Jake Earl at the plate for the Sparta Miller. And time called. Now everybody steps back in, and the 2-2 pitch. It's outside for ball 3. Count goes full. Bemminster doesn't want to lose him. He was ahead 0-2. And now the count has been worked to full. Looks in for the sign from O'Reilly. He's at the belt. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 down and 2 on. It's going to bring up Charlie Joyce. Joyce was the starting pitcher. He's now out in center field. And the pitch. It's outside. And the pitch. Called strike. Counts even at 1-1 with 1 down. Bemminster looks over at second. And the pitch. Fouled away on the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 to Charlie Joyce. And the pitch. Check swing foul. That pitch was actually over his head and he was trying to get out of the way and the ball hit the bat. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. Joyce goes down looking. That takes us back to the top of the order to Jacob Shambon. Last time up, Shambon doubled left field and drove in a run. 2 down. 2 runners on. There's the pitch. That's a called strike at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. Xavier Bemminster on the mound for the Cavs. Checks over at second and the pitch. Ground ball back to Bemminster. Sounded like it broke the bat. Flip over to Kapanke at first for the out. So, after the Sparta Miller got 2 runs or 2 base hits to start the inning, then they were shut down, and so it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We've played 5, and after 5 innings, it's the Cavaliers 6, Sparta Miller 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
For over 1/3 of its history, Eau Claire has been able to count on the Eau Claire Cavaliers for high-quality baseball excitement. Come be a part of Eau Claire's legacy with your hometown Eau Claire Cavaliers. Home games are at historic Carson Park. Plan your day of affordable family fun. Check out the Cavaliers on Facebook. Or go to the Cavalier website at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
We're back here at Citi Field in Sparta. Cavaliers on top, heading into the top of the 6th inning by a score of 6-1. Due up for the Cavaliers, Hunter Ginther, Caden Erickson, and Ben Boda. We have a really nice moonrise coming up over the center field fence. It's kind of spectacular. And we have a ground ball out into right field for a base hit for Hunter Ginther. So for a young man who didn't have a batting average come in tonight, he now has one. He's got 2 hits on the night. He's 2 for 2. Those of you back home in the Eau Claire area listening, I hope you're staying dry. It looks like we have some weather going through that area. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. New second baseman out there for the Sparta Millers, Tucker Francis. Airs the pitch. Ball 2. Now it's 3-0. To Caden Erickson. Erickson is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and got 2 RBIs. And grounded into a fielder's choice his second time up. And that 3-0 pitch is a called strike. Three balls and 1 strike. Runner on first. That's Ginther over on first. And the pitch. Swung on, and it's going to drop into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Kind of a weird one, but it's a base hit for Caden Erickson. And it moves Ginther over to second and brings up Ben Boda. Boda's 0 for 2 tonight, struck out and flew out to center field. And the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike to Ben Boda. 2 runners on. Ginther over at second. Erickson at first. And the pitch. Outside for ball 2. And it's a called strike. So the count's even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Cavaliers on top. 6-1. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Ben Boda goes down swinging, and that's going to bring up Campbell Kapanke. He struck out and walked, so he's 0 for 1. And they call a balk. So both runners advance. So Kapanke steps in. And the pitch. That's a strike called over the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Runners at second and third. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled away down the third baseline. And the pitch is a called third strike. Campbell Kapanke goes down looking. 2 down, 2 on. Brings up Gabe O'Brien back at the top of the order for the Cavaliers. O'Brien is 0 for 2 tonight. He walked and scored, flew out to center field, and struck out. And the pitch. That missed for a ball. And the pitch. It's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you can see that really nice moonrise. It's that extra light out there, straight away center field. A nearly full moon tonight. I don't know if Dan can zoom in on that or not. He's going to try. And the pitch is outside. Yeah, maybe Dan can even get in closer. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Peters at the belt and the pitch. Outside. Count goes full. Runners at second and third. Third base is Caden Erickson. Or check that. It's Hunter Ginther. Second base is Caden Erickson. And ball 4 is the walk to Gabe O'Brien. It's his second walk of the game. That'll bring up Mitch Voller. And Voller is 1 for 2. Or 1 for 3. He popped out to first, doubled to left field, and then struck out looking. And the pitch. Chopper to short, throw over to first, and they got him. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on. We have completed 5.5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sparta Miller 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
We're back here in Sparta. A bunch of defensive changes for the Cavaliers. Now playing second base is Josh Garcia. Hunter Ginther will now be the designated hitter. Caden Erickson moves over to third base. Lucas Costley comes into the game for Campbell Kapanke. And the first pitch is a called strike to Bodie Dempsey. But Costley is going to play right field, and Mitch Voller is going over to left. And I think that's most of them. I think I got them all. Bodie Dempsey flew out and walked. And the pitch is high. One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up, let's see here, who's coming to the plate. It is Matt Gilbertson, I believe, who grounded to short his last time up. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Gilbertson must be in as the extra hitter right now. They did a lot of changes, and of course letting us know after the fact doesn't help. And a called strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Bedminster winds and fires. Pop up foul territory. Cooper Kapanke back, reaches up on top of the dugout, but can't quite get there. Cooper's tall, but he's not quite that tall. 1-2 is the count. And the pitch is low and inside. Counts even at 2-2. And it's a called third strike. As Gilbertson goes down looking. 2 down. And that's going to bring up Brett Stussel. And Stussel is 1 for 2. He singled his first time up and then flew out to center field. Bedminster looks in for the sign. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. He's into the wind and the pitch. Called strike. That one went right down the middle of Water Street. And it's a called strike. Counts even at 2-2. Well, I just got a text message all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. Cavalier manager Pete Bartingale trying to find out the score. Here's a pop-up. Although, you know, Pete, if you'd pay attention on NLWN-TV, although he did say something that they had activities that they had to attend this evening, so he might not be able to watch it. Bedminster wise and fires, just missed outside. 3-2 is the count with 2 down. We are in the 6th inning. And it's ball 4 for a walk. And Brett Stussel gets the free pass. And the pitch is grounded foul. And this is to, I believe it's Tucker Francis. Yes, it is. And Francis is playing second base. but he's in the batting order for Dustin Warner. And it's a call strike over the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 1 on. Looks like we have some threatening weather kind of heading in this direction. And it's a called 3rd strike for the 3rd out of the inning. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've completed 6, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Miller 1. Your tune to Cavalier baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
And don't forget, our Gino's player of the game is Josh Garcia. He would be the 4th person up this inning, I believe. Yes. So if somebody gets on base, we'll get another crack at getting that appetizer from Gino's. Due up for the Cavaliers are Cooper Kapanke, Ethan Kjellberg, and Connor O'Reilly. Peter's still on the mound for the Miller. So Cooper Kapanke getting ready to step in. Cooper's 0 for 2. Struck out. Popped to second. He also drew a walk and scored a run. Cavaliers have been held pretty quiet since the 3rd inning, where they picked up 1 run. They got 5 in the first. Here's the pitch. Kapanke golfs it foul down the left field line. No balls and a strike to Cooper Kapanke. Peters works strictly from the belt. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Kind of out there in no man's land that falls in. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, I do believe. But Kapanke is safe at first. It hit the shortstop's glove, so I'm sure that gets marked as an error. And that's going to bring up Ethan Kjellberg. Kjellberg is 1 for 3 tonight. He singled and scored, grounded to third, and flew out to center. The wind and the pitch. He missed on the inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Peters at the belt and the pitch. That's a called strike at the letters on the inside corner. And the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch, it's a fly ball out into center field. Moving over and making the catch is Joyce. And scrambling back to first is Kapanke. So there's one out. Brings up Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly's 0 for 2. He struck out looking twice. He did walk. It was an RBI walk and then eventually scored a run. There's the pitch to O'Reilly. It's high for a ball. One ball, no strikes. And it's a chopper foul. And that pitch misses for ball 2. And the pitch, check swing, called strike. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Moving over is Gavrielis or something like that for the out. And that brings up our Geno's player of the game, Josh Garcia. Garcia is 1 for 3. He's singled to center and scored a run. He's also struck out. Got on an error. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 2 down. Cooper Kapanke at first. And the pitch. Fouled out of play. He's taking aim at those cars that are parked down along the left field line. Especially a blue pickup truck. It looks like those balls are taking aim on that one. Peters looks over at first. Kapanke has his lead. Kapanke takes off, and it's a base hit and into shallow left field. Garcia checks in at first. And Kapanke is over on third. So we have runners out the corners, and that brings up Hunter Ginther. Ginther is 2 for 2. Singled each of his last 2 times up. Picked up an RBI, got another RBI when he got hit by the pitch. Pitch is high and inside. Austin Getch going down to coach in the first base box. And the runner takes off. and no throw. So Josh Garcia was halfway to second before the ball left the pitcher's hand. That's how big a jump he got. It was a pretty slow delivery that Peters has. So Kapanke takes his lead at third. And we have a ground ball to short. Turns, throws over to first, and they got him at first. Hunter Ginther on a close bang-bang play. Goes out 6-3, and the Cavaliers go down in the top of the seventh. Time for the seventh inning stretch, and it's the Cavaliers 6. The Sparta Miller 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
So we head into the bottom of the seventh inning. Cavaliers leading the Sparta Miller 6-1. Xavier Bemninster still on the mound. Starting his third inning of work. At this point, I believe Bemninster is the pitcher of record because Faulkner only threw 4 innings. And leading off is Nick Giravelis, or I'm sorry, Nick. I know his first name is Nick. Last name starts with a G. Nick G. Not related to Kenny, I don't think. That's Kenny G. Yeah. Oh, I did not get a reaction out of Cassie on that, and she's learned to ignore me. And it's a ground ball over to short, scoop by Boda, throw over to first, in time for the out. So Boda to Kapanke for the put out, brings up Lewis Peters. The pitcher, he has struck out and singled to center field. And the pitch, called strike over the outside corner. It's going to be really close whether we get this game in completely before the rain gets here. And the pitch, foul back off the screen, comes rolling back down into the field of play. So Bemninster steps back up on the rubber. And the pitch. And it's a called strike. So 2 down. And that's going to bring up a new player. And it's foul back. Jacob Bryant is at the plate. So number 14, Jacob Bryant. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. Nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bemninster winds and fires. That just missed inside. That drew some oohs and ahs from the Cavalier fans. Bemninster's wind and fire. It's outside. 3-1's the count. Here's the pitch. That one missed, ball 4. So Bryant draws a walk. And that's going to bring up Jake Earl. Earl has struck out twice. So he's 0 for 2. And the pitch is inside. Oh, got the inside corner. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. That one's high and tight. Throw it on to first, but he gets back in time. That's Bryant over there. Connor O'Reilly behind the plate for the Cavaliers. The only catcher the Cavaliers brought with them today. Cole Timon couldn't make the trip. Anthony Pogodzinski couldn't make the trip. And the ball's behind. It rolls behind the umpire, and O'Reilly picks it up. Runner was all the way down to second by the time he got it, so he didn't get in too much of a hurry. So Bryant is on second. 2 balls and a strike with 2 down to Jake Earl. Bemninster looks over at second. And the 2-1 pitch. It's inside for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike to Jake Earl. And the pitch. That's a called strike, and the count goes full. Runner at second. Full count. Bemninster looks at second, and the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Jake Earl. And 7th strikeout for Xavier Bemninster tonight, who's pitched fairly effectively. So it's no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We've completed 7, and it's the Cavaliers 6 and the Sparta Miller 1. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, July 17th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers traveling to Bloomer to take on the Woodticks in a doubleheader from Stuckert Field. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon. That's live Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 17th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at City Park, or City Field, I should say, in Memorial Park. And some more defensive adjustments being made by the Sparta Miller. Gilbertson is now playing third base. Stepping up for the Cavaliers to start the 8th inning is Caden Erickson. Erickson is 2 for 3 tonight. And he hits one foul down the left field line. Erickson singled to left both times that he got on. One was a 2 RBI single. He also grounded into a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. It's a called strike at the letters. Peters looks in for the sign. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, but dropped by the catcher, and it's strike 3. Catcher picked it up and tagged him out. At first, I wasn't sure if Erickson got a piece of it, and it was a foul. But nope, it was just a swing and a miss, and dropped by the catcher. So, one down. That's going to bring up Ben Boda. And Boda is 0 for 3, struck out twice, flew out to center field. Here's the pitch. That one misses for ball 1. And the pitch. And it's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ben Boda. With 1 down, we're in the top of the 8th inning. And the pitch. That one misses, ball 2. Hats off to our cameraman, Dan Petchow, who's also operating the scoreboard here at City Field in Sparta.
Do they use these? Like, when did this break? Just this game?
And it's ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike. To Ben Boda. And it's a called strike. Right at the knees. And the count goes full. With 1 down. Peters looks in for the sign. Nobody on. And the pitch. Chopper foul down the third base line. Over toward the Cavalier dugout. Count remains 3-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Boda goes down swinging. That's the third time he struck out tonight. It's going to bring up Lucas Costley. Costley hasn't had very many at-bats this year. I don't think he has a batting average. And the first pitch to Costley. Missed outside. He does have a run scored, but he has a 0.00 batting average. No official at-bats. Here's the pitch. It's low for a ball. Costley earns his living primarily on the mound. But he gets an occasional trip up to the plate. Here's the pitch. It missed inside. Ball 3. This is not the guy Peters wants to walk. And the pitch. Called that a strike. You know, if it's anywhere near in the same zip code on a 3-0 pitch, this umpire likes to call it a strike. So 3-1, and the pitch. Check swing, and it's a called strike, so the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the 8th inning, Cavaliers on top, 6-1. And the payoff pitch. It's high for ball 4. So Lucas Costley draws the walk. That's going to bring up Gabe O'Brien. Now O'Brien is 0 for 2. He flew out to center and struck out, but he's also walked twice, scored once. Costley takes his lead. Peters at the belt. And the pitch. It's high and away for a ball. Costley's getting a pretty decent jump over there at first. He takes his lead. And the pitch. That's high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. And bluff throw back down to first on a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gabe O'Brien. Peters fires. Costley goes. Throw down to second. And Costley's in safely. Three balls, 1 strike now to Gabe O'Brien with Costley down on second. Two down. And the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So Gabe O'Brien draws his 3rd walk of the game. That'll bring up Mitch Voller. Voller is 1 for 4. He doubled in his 2nd appearance. That would be in the 2nd inning. But he's also popped to first, struck out, and grounded to short. Short little conference going on at the mound. Earl and Peters talking things over. 6-1. Cavaliers on top. We're in the top of the 8th. Ball gets away from Earl behind the plate, and both runners move up a base. So that puts Costley on third. O'Brien on second. Voller at the plate with a 1-0 count. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Peters at the belt. And the pitch. Shot out into left field. 2 runs are going to come in to score. And Mitch Voller gets a base hit as Costley scores and O'Brien scores. That makes the score Cavaliers 8 and the Sparta Miller 1. And that brings up Cooper Kapanke, who's hitless for the night. And the first pitch is high for a ball. Kapanke did get on last time by an error by the shortstop. He's also popped to second, struck out, and walked. Scored a run when he walked. This time he hit a hard shot up into center field. He must have heard me say he was hitless for the night, because that's a good solid base hit. And that moves Voller over to second and brings up Ethan Kjellberg. And the pitch. Grounder foul down the third baseline. And the pitch. That's outside. One ball, one strike. 2 down. Ethan Kjellberg. 1 for 4 tonight. Singled, scored a run. Grounded to third. And twice has flown out to center field. That's a called strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Voller at second, Kapanke at first. And the pitch. That's low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Peters delivers a 2-2 pitch. And that's low for ball 3. Traveling time now for the runners. Full count, 2 down. Runners at first and second. They'll be off on the pitch. Voller takes his lead. Kapanke takes a shorter lead. And they take off. And we get a long fly ball out to left field, and back to make the catch is Dempsey. I've smeared that up. I can't read it. Yeah, Bodie Dempsey made the catch. So, for the Cavaliers, They do pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 7.5. And it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Sparta Miller 1. And when we come back, we'll tell you all about the new rump on the bump. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And the umpires just had a bit of a discussion. Heard a rumble of thunder off in the distance. And we have a new rump on the bump for the Cavaliers, though. It's Austin Gatch. And the first pitch showing bunt is Charlie Joyce. The numbers for Xavier Bemdenster, he went 3 innings, did not give up any runs, gave up 2 hits, struck out 7, walked 2. Now the mosquitoes are coming out. We've had a whole menagerie of insects, and now I'm feeling a little rain. The umpires are watching the sky, the base umpire especially. And it's foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The breeze is picking up. It's becoming pretty stiff now, going from right to left. That pitch misses. It's a full count now. Fans are starting to scatter a little. Rain is starting to come. We're looking at some radar, and there's some pretty good solid stuff. And now I'm hearing the rain. And the players are heading in. I think we've called things. Tell you what, we're going to take a bit of a rain delay here, and we'll find out if it's official. Yes, wait a minute, we're not going to take that rain delay. Players are coming out shaking hands, and that's the end of the ball game. Final score is, well, technically it goes back to the last complete inning, so it's 6-1 with the Cavaliers winning. Those last 2 runs aren't going to count. We'll count them in our stats, though. as the Cavaliers defeat the Sparta Miller, we'll have a real abbreviated Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout. You've been tuned to Cavalier Baseball right after this time on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And as you can see, we're not going to do Talking Baseball tonight because it's raining like crazy. So we're trying to get things packed up here before we get too crazy rained on. And we've got lightning in the area. We got stuff strapped down to the top of our trailer. So you're going to have to give us permission to get the heck out of here, and we're going to do exactly that. So Cavaliers win tonight, 8-1. And even Ryan Bedminster even came up, but no, we're not even going to do this tonight. And Ryan likes that idea. So have a good night from Sparta. Cavaliers the winner. And we'll see you next Sunday. You've been tuned to Cavalier or Talking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Talkin' Baseball, a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.